Hey guys, so I just came back from my post-op appointment with Disla, and it was a disaster again. Everything's just so unorganized. They just don't care about their patients. Like, I'm sitting here in pain. They having me walk up go up to level 4, down to level 2. I'm trying to see what my hemo is. I don't know where to go. Nobody speaks English, so when she tells me where to go, it's not the right place that I'm supposed to go. Then I have to walk back up to her office and ask her where I should go. Then she sends me to the wrong place again. It was all kind of girls in there going off on Disla and Georgina today, and I recorded some of it, so I'm gonna post it because this shit is unacceptable. I mean, I would never ever use her again. It's too much. And this the first day that I was in a real bad pain because I had, and then it's like everything is just an issue. You know what I'm saying? It could be a damn piece of tissue if you need a napkin. Oh, let me see what I can do to get you a napkin, but like, and then like, how do you have people who, I just had surgery 2 days ago. I had my surgery on Friday, so 3 days ago. How is it you don't have enough seats for your patients who just had surgery? So you expect them to just stand up for hours and hours waiting for you to see them for their post-op appointment? Yes. And as soon as you're done with the post-op appointment, if you're waiting on labs, Georgina will tell you, no, you can't wait in the office. You got to go down to the lobby and wait because we don't have enough room here. Nobody's about to keep walking up and down, up and down. As soon as I wait in the lobby, as soon as the labs come back, I got to go back up to level 2. And they don't give a shit. They don't care. And then she redressed my dressings and she redressed the dressing on my boobs, and she put neosporin on the incisions. And I'm pretty sure what I've been hearing in the plastic surgery community is you're not supposed to put neosporin on these fresh scars like that. But she put them on. She put it on and told me I need to change it 3 times a day. And keep dressing it with neosporin 3 times a day. I don't know. I'm going to wait and ask the recovery house what they think about that. But she didn't even repack me with my phone and my ab board or nothing. She just stuck a chuck pad in between my legs where all the draining was, because the draining is like right on top of the crack of your ass. She just stuck a chuck pad right there, put me back in my file, and sent me on my way. I got back to the recovery house. They're like, damn, she didn't even give you no poisey pads up under here, nothing. It's like, if you're not coming here to kiss her ass, calling her the queen, bowing down to her, she'll go out of her way to make sure your results are fucked up. It's weird. But what I'm gonna do, I recorded one of the girls going off in there just so y'all could see how bad it is. I recorded how packed the office is, and I recorded a girl going off in Disla's office. She was mad as hell. They pissed off these African women went ham and cheese on them, honey. And I don't blame them. It's really ridiculous. This girl, the African lady, had been here since Wednesday, and she has diabetes, but they didn't tell her she had to be off her diabetic medicine for 48 hours before she could have surgery. So she going in there today thinking she about to have surgery, and she can't have surgery for another 2 days because no one told her she couldn't take her diabetic medicine, and she's already been here since Wednesday. She came the same day I came. She went off. I'm about to post that right after this.
Why didn't she tell us? Why? You think we have time to be coming here, sitting here all day for hours and not doing shit, and shit is not gonna be done? She literally have 9 days in this country. We've been here since Wednesday.
And doing all that she's saying. You have done all that she's saying.
We've paid for everything, and we have done every freaking thing. So what is the freaking problem now? They're using metformin as an excuse. They don't want to do the surgery. That's why they're saying that. Because on Friday, she didn't tell us that.
She said she didn't know.
How come she don't know, and the person we was talking to, she knew? That's the first thing we said.
And that's asked you like 3 times. You know that. And she says, yeah, she knows.
But to all the dolls that are watching and just discouraged by what I'm posting, I'm not here to discourage you from choosing whatever doctor you want. I just wanted you to have all the information because I wish I had all of this information before I chose this lady. I really, really do. I've been wanting to ask since the 90s when that Rump Shaker video came out and all them girls was shaking their ass in that video. So I've been wanting this my whole life, like no cap. So I understand, why or how a girl can just put all the bullshit in the back of their mind and still proceed. But at least y'all will know what to expect when you come in here. And then I also want to give you, if you still are going to come and use Disla, I just want to give you some tips. Have somebody with you that speaks Spanish, whether you to hire somebody to come to your appointments with you or what, because they will give you the runaround and have you running like a damn chicken with your head cut off in these pre-op appointments or post-op appointments. And all of the supplies that they Disla is having some since Disla is having somebody watching my page and posting all kind of weird stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and tell my story now. Why wait till I leave, But it all started the day before when I had to finally come in for my pre-op and post-op appointments and interact with Disla. Everything was perfect about my trip until I had to deal with Disla's office, and that's just the truth. So I came in on Wednesday. I went straight from the airport to the labs and did all my labs because I knew surgery was on Friday. She told me to come back on Thursday and they'll tell me what my labs were and my hemo and everything and tell me if I was clear for surgery, and they would do my pre-op appointment. Came on Thursday, waited all day, ended up not getting the pre-op appointment. Georgina just gave me my labs and told me to text her at 8 o'clock that night, and she would text me back and let me know what time surgery was. So I obviously was taken back by that, because how you going to text me back what time my surgery is if I haven't even had a consultation yet? And before this, I had 2 tummy tucks and a breast reduction with the lift, and I had some fibrosis and some issues with my previous surgery. So this stuff we need to have like an extensive conversation about this. So she's like, there's no way Disla can see you today because she's in surgery. So just take these labs and go on about your business. Mind you, there were 2 other girls who were getting work done the same day that I was getting work done who had went in there, and they were told the same thing, but they were like, nah, you gonna do my pre-op appointment right now. Today, we need to see Disla before tomorrow. We're not gonna wait. And she said that Disla did wait and did stay late after her surgery and did their consultations, their pre-op appointments, but she wasn't happy about it and she wasn't necessarily nice about it. She said that the girl said she wasn't super rude, but she was just super short and kept interrupting them, being a know-it-all, the know-it-all that she is. So next day I go in there, that night I text her to ask her what my surgery time was. She texted me to be in there at 6:30 the next morning. I got there at 6 early. I was the first one there. Before Disla got there, before her staff got there, I was the first one there. So Georgina told me there was an elderly woman going in who had to go before me, but I would be her second patient since I was going in so early. I waited all day long. I was her last patient of the day. She did 5 dolls that day. I was her 5th doll. And all the people who went before me all had their consultations before me the day before. They didn't have their consultations the same day of. She just threw me to the left for some reason. So they all were ready and prepared. They had talked to her. I wasn't. Mind you, just to imagine being somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning, waiting all day long and not even going in to meet the doctor until 3 o'clock in the afternoon to have your consultation. I go in there to meet the doctor. I'm so frustrated at that point, stressed out, don't know what's going on. The doctor, I had a tear coming down because I was just so frustrated. And the doctor asked me if I had COVID because I was sniffling. She said, do you have COVID? Have you gotten a test? Because you can't come and sit in front of me without a COVID test. It's like, bitch, I've been crying because your whole process, your assistant, you're just so unorganized and you do not give a damn about your customers or your patients. So no, I don't have COVID. I'm just frustrated. And then she tried to say, some people's energy be off before surgery, and I feel like you're going to be a problem patient. I could decide if I want to do surgery on you or not. So then I started thinking, oh my God, like I done came this whole way, paid all this money, and this bitch is about to tell me she's not going to do my surgery after I waited all that. I've done nothing but the only thing I did was sniffle. I didn't even come in her office and say, I've been waiting all day. You're unprofessional. I didn't do any of that. I just sniffled. She asked me why I was sniffling. I told her I had tears coming down because I was frustrated about the process. And she just, after that, it was like she was out to get me. So we went through my consultation. She tried to talk me out of getting chin lipo. She tried to talk me out of getting arm lipo. And she tried to talk me out of getting my fupa lipo. But this is the way she's doing it. I told her, can you lipo my fupa? Because after my first tummy tuck, I gained a lot of weight in my crotch. And it looks like I have a freaking sock in my pants when I'm walking. And it's unattractive. And usually when someone lipos your stomach, that fupa part, usually that fupa part comes with it. It's like automatic. It's not no extra charge. But she was like, what do you want me to do with that? And I said, lipo it so it doesn't, there's not a bulge in my pants. She was like, if I lipo it, then your vagina's gonna sag and you're not gonna like that. She was like, I'll do a little bit, but that's it. And it's like, damn, like, why you, and then she told me I need another tummy tuck. I told her I gained a lot of weight in my midsection after my tummy tuck because they didn't do any lipo with the tummy tuck. They don't do back lipo. They don't do all that with your tummy tuck. So now I need the 360 lipo. No, you need a tummy tuck. That's muscle separation, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, how much extra is the tummy tuck then, Disla? Oh, no, you can't get the tummy tuck because that's too many surgeries in one. So what are we fucking talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it's like she was just adamant and contrary. Everything that I did or said, she just was against it. She was acting like she couldn't do anything. It's like, you're supposed to be the GOAT. You're supposed to be this great doctor. It's like, you're supposed to be this great doctor. You never heard of someone wanting their fupa lipoed at the same time that you're lipo in their stomach? Like, you never heard of someone wanting arm lipo and chin lipo the same time you're doing 360 lipo? Like, this just seems like every day. Like, I see her post. She does this all the time. So what's the problem with me? Like, I just don't understand. And then I'm talking to, so then let me just get to my situation. So we have all this agreement that we agreed to lipo 360, a BBL, a breast lift with an implant under the muscle, lipo on my chin, lipo on my arms, and lipo on my fupa. I get out of surgery the next morning, no lipo on my chin, no lipo on my arms, no lipo on my fupa. Mind you, I paid extra for these areas, so I want to know, number one, why? Was there a complication during surgery? Do I need to know something about myself? And number two, I need to know how I'm going to get my refund. So I text the doctor the next morning, and I say, Dr. Disla, I noticed my arms and my chin and my fupa weren't done. What was the reason for this? This lady went off on me like crazy. Literally, this is the next morning I'm waking up after surgery. She went off on me. She's talking about a refund should be the last of your problems. You just had major surgery. You shouldn't be worried about a refund. That little refund check of yours is not gonna make me rich. That doesn't make or break me. I've been doing this for a long time, and I mean, she was so nasty to me. And it's like, all I asked was one question. Why didn't you do these things? I could have had a issue with my blood during surgery, which I did. So she says, I did lipo of your inner thighs. I did lipo of the hump on your back. I did lipo of your armpits. I did lipo of your fupa. It's like, do you have me mixed up? I'm like, do you have me mixed up with somebody else? Because you didn't do any of those things. We didn't even talk about lipo of my thighs and all of that. Like, huh? So then she texts back and she says, I confirmed with my anesthesiologist that they've suspended me from completing your surgery because you were losing too much blood and your blood pressure dropped during surgery. And she's putting all these exclamation points and question mark, just real crazy acting. And I'm like, girl, I said, I'm trying to be as respectful as possible to you, Dr. Disla, but I think you're just so angry that you're not even listening to what I'm saying. I'm not accusing you of not giving me a refund. I'm not accusing you of doing anything. I'm asking what happened because nobody communicated anything with me. And honestly and truthfully, I was the last girl on her surgery table that day. And I really just think she didn't want to do all that extra stuff. Because she tried to talk me out of all three of them, the arm lipo, the chin lipo, and the fupa lipo. And then all of a sudden I wake up from surgery. And none of it is there. I mean, any person in their right mind is going to want answers to that. And I mean, just for the simple fact that my blood pressure dropped and I was losing too much blood and stuff, like, wouldn't you communicate that with my overnight nurse so she could watch me, or, so I know what's going on with me? Like, nothing. I had to reach out to her, and then it was like she was mad that I reached out to her, and I just don't understand that. Like, how are you this defensive? And to me, the reason why she's so defensive is because she knows that, because my hemo was a 9 the next morning after surgery, and that's while I'm on my period. So if I was in just such critical, if it was just so critical that they had to stop my surgery, then why would I have a hemo as a 9 after surgery? And it was just weird. I did have to have a blood transfusion after surgery, but it was only one bag. I didn't have to do the other bag. And I tested my hemo. I don't know. If she stopped the surgery because of health reasons, more power to her. I'm not mad at you for that at all. Keep my health first. If my health is your main priority, that's great. But first of all, communicate that. Second of all, don't be a bitch about it, and don't fucking cuss me out right after the morning after I had surgery. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And it's like, I feel like I didn't come out here being rude or disrespect, because I'm not dumb. I need you to snatch me. I'm not going to come here and be rude to you, So I was trying to be nice and quiet, but then she started going off on me, and it kind of took me to a different place. Like, hold on, you're not going to talk to me like I'm some kind of child, and I'm not going to give you a pass to disrespect me just because you're doing my surgery. I'm paying you. There's all kinds of surgeons out here, and I should have switched at the last minute. I should have. Now, I regret so much, so much continuing. As soon as I didn't get the consultation that Thursday, but it's like you get your hopes up, you spend all Georgina came down to fill the areas that weren't lipoed so she could confirm the refund, but that was it. They didn't give a damn about my health. I asked for them to check my level of hemo before I left the hospital. Since I obviously had this big complication, they had to stop the surgery. They didn't check my hemo. They said, the hemo person is gone. Nobody advocated for me. I had an overnight nurse, but she didn't advocate for me either. So it's like, another thing that I found kind of alarming, if you just did someone's surgery the night before, this was a Friday night, she did my surgery. This is Saturday morning, I'm texting you. You don't remember what happened during the surgery on Friday night? You got to check with the anesthesiologist and ask him what happened. You don't remember what areas you did. You got to send Georgina down to squeeze my chin, squeeze my arm, squeeze my fupa. Like, it was all so weird, very unprofessional. She literally just threw me out. And now she has someone watching my page. They're screenshotting everything. She's reposting. She's sending her little minions to attack me. I don't care about none of that. I'm about to tell my story. All of these girls come to these doctors in DR because they just want to be a part of something. They don't want to hear nothing negative. They don't want the real. They act like they want the real, but they don't really want the real. I'm giving you the real. She treats her people like shit. And all the fucking people and all the girls who had surgery the same day as me all have problems with her. They all didn't like her bedside manners. They all have problems right now. None of them want to say anything because they don't want to compromise their last follow-up appointments with her, because she will attack you. She will come for you if you say anything negative about her. If she even thinks you're going to say anything negative about her, she will come for you, and her people will come for you. I don't give a fuck about that. I seriously do not care. I still got to go to her to get my drain out and to get these stitches off of my boobs or whatever, but I don't care. If I go and she don't want to do it, or I got a problem, I just have to go to someone else out here. That's fine, because I'm really over it, and you're not going to bully me. I will not be bullied into being quiet. People need to hear about this lady and how she treats people, because it's shocking. It's shockingly bad. Like, it's crazy. Do you realize people are coming from other countries, other states, traveling far? I can back up everything I'm saying because you see I said something about the Neosporin. She's posting about the Neosporin. You see I said something about her office being packed. And she screenshotted the pictures of the office being packed and tried to blame that on COVID. That had nothing to do with COVID. Those were girls who already had surgery or just about to get surgery. You got to have your lab way ahead of time. All those girls were screened for COVID before they came in that office. That's not why that line was out the door. She's got people in there like a chop shop coming in there, and she's picking and choosing who she gives good care to and who she doesn't. The ones who she posts on social media, she's gonna make sure she gives them good treatment and laugh and giggle and post the little gifts that they give her. But majority of the girls are not getting that kind of treatment at all. She does that shit for show. She does that shit for marketing and for her money. You guys need to know the real about your doctor. Do not just go off of Instagram. These girls are dumb as hell. They will like whoever. They will kiss up to these doctors like they on their payroll just because they want to be a part of. At the end of the day, we just need to know that this plastic surgery in DR is a whole business. These Instagram pages are for marketing purposes only, and we need to read between the lines. And the way you can read between the lines is by getting real feedback like this, because this is honestly and truthfully what I'm dealing with. This is a play-by-play. I came, into doing this with the open heart, open mind. I obviously wanted to go as great as possible. I was optimistic, but this is the real experience that I'm having. I'm sorry, if you're upset about that, if I'm messing up your little fake marketing tactics, Dr. Disla, but this is my real experience. And I came out here, prepared, researched, had surgery before, levels good, and customer service, poor customer service and bedside manners is what they are, and you need to work on that, and you need to fire your assistant.